Hello there, I'm Joe Ruggiero, and welcome to my podcast, Inspired, and the people who inspire me. We're here at the beautiful Calabasas Country Club, looking out on the golf course, which is spectacular, and I would like to thank everyone here to make us feel so much at home. Thank you, guys, and thank you, Calabasas Country Club. With me today is my faith advisor, Dee Ann Lee. You've heard her before, but I think times are tough, and she's always got good words of advice. And I would like to speak to her this morning about things that you should think about when you get up in the morning and what you should do when you retire in the evening. Welcome.
Well, thank you for that. That's quite a deep subject to get into. It varies day to day like anybody else's day, I think. You wake up, it's a new day, the sun's shining. You wake up, it's a new day, and it's raining. You just go with the flow. Just go with the flow.
And what about the mornings?
That is the morning.
They differ with the evening?
Yeah, it's a different feeling in the morning. Everybody's kind of getting up, they're getting settled out there, we're talking together. In the evening, it's just different conversations because we've been collecting each other all day long as far as what we're talking about, who we're talking about, what's going on at the ridge where we live.
What have you accomplished during the day?
What I hope to accomplish in a day is to lift people up who don't know how or can't lift themselves up. It just, there's more to life than that. And they need somebody sometimes to just nudge them a little bit.
I would like to share with you a problem that I encountered. I have to give my wife drops in her eyes, 2 eyes. She's got dry eye. And the procedure is quite involved, but I've learned to do it. And I got up and thinking about that and how am I going to get this accomplished, and also having to do the podcast this morning and leaving my wife to the attendance of a caregiver. And I thought to myself, is anything going to get worse? We just came back from my primary care doctor and going over our health issues. Not that there are any big issues, but having to deal with it. And I thought, wow, it's a nice day. I'm going to have a big breakfast. It's donut day, which I love, as you know.
Yes.
And I just try to dwell on the positive things. And you'll get by with the others, with a little help of my friends.
That's right, exactly.
But what about nutrition in the morning?
I like to watch what I eat, partly for weight, interesting things like that puts weight on me if I eat the wrong things. But it's all good. For the most part, it's all good.
But you eat healthy. You have
I try
scrambled egg
to.
or an avocado or fresh fruit.
Salads.
Always good. Smoothie is good.
Yeah.
With green, kale, what have you.
Haven't tried that one yet.
The other thing, too, is the reflection when we go to bed. I always remember watching my children, and they would kneel by the sides of their bed. And I thought, that's a wonderful thing. And observing a child when they do that, it's pure emotion. And thanking the Almighty, a higher power, for the day that was given them. And teaching thanks is not a bad thing at all. I think it's a good way to reflect on what you've accomplished. Did you help anyone during the day? Did you give them encouragement? All of that.
I think the best encouragement we can offer is what has encouraged us. I was here at this place where it wasn't a good time for me, and yet I've come through it because that's past. That's happening. It's not going to go away, whatever the situation is. And you can share that it's okay to not feel good about yourself right now, if that's the way you're feeling. But don't hang on to it. Don't hang on to that. Hang on to just looking at, our God, whoever our God is, but looking for Him to be there with us and for us.
Well, you have a new great-grandchild.
I do.
And I watch you and our dear friend Connie, who are great-grandmothers. And I think to myself, I never knew my great-grandmother. And that things are changing in life. I guess with new technology, new medications. But to watch the two of you run around and play with these little babies or children is pretty darn amazing. And I think you should pat yourself on your back.
Well, I didn't bring the baby into the world, but I've got a new grandbaby, as you know, great-grandbaby. And it's an exciting thing to be. It's new life. You know, you've raised your children, you've had your marriage, you raised your children. Now you've got this new generation of a person. And it's just very exciting, very, very exciting.
Did you think you would be a great-grandmother?
Well, I'm a great-grandmother, but no, that's a different answer. I didn't think, I was wondering, I mean, you know, my years are getting older and older as I go through, and yet here I've got a great-great-grandchild, so this is really special.
You could be a great-great-grandmother.
That's what I am.
No, I mean great-great-great.
Whatever you say, Joe.
Let's talk a little bit about the Bible.
Okay.
And you are an expert.
I read the Bible.
Well, you do
yeah.
read the Bible. What in 5 lessons have you learned? Just 5 lessons from the Bible.
The lessons I'm taking from the Bible most recently are to help people. I have a small group that meets with me once a week. And I just try and draw out things that, A, they can understand because not necessarily familiar with the Bible, and B, that it's uplifting. It's something that, oh, you know, that's opening a new door that maybe they hadn't opened before. The challenge also comes that most of them that are coming don't remember what you tell them. So it's hard for me. I would like to be able to teach like I used to teach, but I taught people that were kind of on the same level as I am. And this other one's a new challenge, basically. So I'm just keep working on it.
Well, I think, too, because you'll come out with a quote, and it will shock me. But what are some of the quotes that you embed and that you lived with or live with?
Just look for the positive. Look for the positive. Even though you're going through a hard thing, a bad thing, a scary thing, there's got to be, there around it somewhere, there's hope in there. But you got to know who you're hoping with. Who's going to help you? Is it that person over there that you don't know? Probably not. But maybe somebody else, or maybe somebody puts their arm around you and it walks with you on that same journey for a while, just to make sure it's okay. Yes, you're going through a hard time. Maybe I've been through a hard time and I can share that with somebody else to help them know that it's okay. It's okay to get on the other side of that fear or the worry or whatever it is that's holding you up. You just keep, as far as I'm concerned, keep your eyes up on whoever your God is.
Well, you mentioned something which was very interesting to me. Find a new challenge, whatever that be. I don't want to take that risk, you know. I've found many of my friends saying, I don't know if I'm ready yet. What would be your advice to that individual?
How are you going to know whether you're going to be inspired by that or not unless you do it? Open it up, see what's inside. It's like a present. It's all tied up in a nice little bow. Well, untie it. Take a look what's inside of that and think, oh, of course, this will be a thing as opposed to words. But if we could get it through our head that He's listening to us, the Lord God is listening to us, then we're okay. We're His children. He wants us to do well. He encourages us. Sometimes we fall over ourselves because we didn't make a good decision. We usually know when we don't make a good decision. And if I have that happen, when I have that happen to me, I redirect myself thinking, okay, I've messed up, but I don't want to do it again.
What does the path look like? Can
That-
we see the path?
Yeah, I think so.
How do we experience that?
You have to know that you can see it. We are able to see a path. But it might take some people a different time frame to get that point. I'm also, I happen to be a Christian, but I have also paid a lot of attention to the Jewish faith. And I mean, they're very close together, and yet they're not. But I like to get in there and meet people where they are. I don't happen to be Jewish, but I love the way they do things. You know, the way they talk, the way they pray, the way they celebrate.
Strength.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's not a matter of pointing to a particular, you have to believe this way. It's just believe. The one that created everybody is over everybody.
Well, I think that I've learned from you a lot about not necessarily Psalms or quoting Matthew or what have you, but the strength that it gives you. And you've been called many names: church lady, sweet lady, nice lady, kind lady. What is the one that resonates with you most?
The best gift I could give to anybody or offer to anybody would be to take a look and see for yourself if you don't have a better approach to life when you keep under the God that you believe in.
And you also belong to a group at your church that meets on Sundays after the normal service.
Before, but yeah.
Have you learned some interesting stories from those meetings? Can you share?
I've actually, this is going to sound I don't know, patting myself on the back, which I don't see, but a lot of times I have things to share because it's a particular question that we're going over. What did you think? How has it affected you? That kind of thing. And I've got experiences like that, and people are like, wow, really? You know, so if I can get them to be thinking of things, that it's okay, you're going through this right now, but it's not going to last forever. You're not walking it alone. If you have a faith, then you're walking it with your faith guide, basically. That's the way I look at it.
I say listen to the universe. That's what I tell my children. And also, it makes you feel better if you can help someone
I
in
love
distress.
doing that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't mean, I don't have the ability, if someone's choking, to create the Heimlich method or whatever. I don't think I would have the courage to do that. But I think given a situation, and you're there, and that's what impressed me about your grandson. He heard someone coughing, or a geschrei, I guess, and he ran to the hallway. Well, he's a young man of 28 years old, but he cared for his fellow man. And I was so impressed by that. What makes that kid tick?
There's a lot that makes him tick. And he's going through a hard time right now. His great-grandfather, is going down real fast with his health right now, type of thing. And he's very close to my grandson is very close to his dad as well. And so there's a lot of love and a lot of worry and a lot of care going on in that family. And that's the way they are. They care and love for each other. Now, I don't even want to go into the rest of what I was going to say there, but they are family-oriented. And then he lives in this country, and he's family-oriented here.
Well, the thing that impressed me the most is that he has a sense of humor.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that is so important in life, is to be able to laugh.
Yes.
Laugh is very good for the body.
Oh, absolutely it is.
Which I've learned.
And it's interesting, too, because he and my husband were like people out of the same mold. I mean,
well, they are related.
Well, but I mean, but one's in Germany, one's here in the States, and yet they have the same way of expressing themselves or the same way of doing something. And my daughter and I would look at each other and say, where did that come from? Because they only saw each other once a year for a couple of weeks.
Right.
So it's just who they are. And we don't necessarily have that. I don't have that. But other people do. And we can still share things that might help other people lift their own woes off their shoulders. Just let it up a little bit, and then a little bit more, and a little bit more. And maybe also helping other people takes me off myself, because now I'm thinking about them.
Well, I think, too, goals are so important. To set goals. And, of course, someone has told me that the Almighty laughs when you set goals because he really controls it all.
That's true.
But I think that his coming to the United States from Germany, living in Germany, growing up in Germany, and yet coming and experiencing a whole new life is something that you have to be disciplined to. You have to have, for lack of a better word, guts to do it. And I think that that is what's so amazing about our astronauts or the new explorers that came to the free world thinking they were going to drop off, on this flat Earth.
You're right. Wasn't so flat.
Right. But I think that there's a certain amount of belief in yourself, belief that you can do it, belief that you have the smarts to perform a certain service. And there are people that don't have it and have to realize that and then move on to something that they may not have thought of. But I think in this world where we have interns, where we give the younger generation the ability to try something, which I didn't have. I would go for an interview and they would ask me, what's your experience? And I would have to say, I don't have any experience there, but I'm a quick learner. And case in point with my nursing abilities, which I've learned because out of necessity.
Right.
And someone said to me, you'd make a good nurse. I'm too old to go back to school, but I can try things. And I think in the medical field today, they're trying to get the patients to become more involved with the process or processes of helping the nurse or the doctor.
Yes, yes.
And I think probably the best is to take care of yourself, to watch what you eat, to make sure that you have checkups, because it can take hold of you.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen. No. But again, it just always swings back for me to be positive about things. You can be sad about things that are happening, and that's hard, but it's still positive. Maybe you can put that arm around somebody's shoulder and just be there for them. Let them cry, or maybe just let them talk about what their problem is, something like that. But just get it out. Don't hold it in.
This is a situation that has happened to me innumerable times, and I think of it as being angels that appear. I have a difficulty getting my wife in and out of the car.
Well, sure.
She has neuropathy in her feet. And yesterday we were headed to our primary doctor, and this man came from nowhere. Do you need some help?
Yeah.
Do you need some help with your wife? Or do you need some help? And it's happened to me many, many times. And one time I said, yes, I do need help. And yesterday I've mastered the ability to be able to take her out of the car.
Wow.
But because she participates and helps me too. But this man appeared from nowhere. He had tattoos on his arm, and he was of a robust nature. He could probably pick her up and put her in the wheelchair, but I thought that was so impressive.
It is.
Where did it come from?
It's just loving your neighbor. This guy's got a challenge here. I'm going to help him. Let me help you with her.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just doing the right thing.
Right. Is there anything that you would like to relate to our listeners before we leave? In this time of in questioning, we question what's going on in the world. We're not happy with what is happening. What do you do to reinforce your goodwill?
It's an old expression. Bloom where you're planted.
Right.
Bloom
I love that
where you're
expression.
planted. And that blossom goes out and blooms other people or blesses other people along the way. You just, going negative doesn't accomplish anything. Going
Johnny
positive,
Appleseed
well, there you
of
go.
faith.
Yes, well, I've only learned that recently, though. You've got more to live than that. Don't let yourself be drawn down to this just because it's a real bad situation, a hard situation. Learn to deal with it somehow, however you can, whether it takes other people in there or a good doctor or whatever the situation is. Just keep going forward, positively thinking, well, this should cure itself. The doctor said it should be okay, whatever. And it may or may not be okay. But you still have to keep marching forward because our time isn't done yet. I'm still here. You're still here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep going as positive as we can and helping people along the way as we can.
And listen to your great-grandchildren or your grandchildren.
I've got to get a grandchild who can talk. He's not great. She's not
I
great.
saw
ready.
a guy interviewed the other night, and it was a celebrity, and he'll remain nameless because he's a famous celebrity. And he said that his 6-year-old granddaughter gave him a whistle to wear around his neck because I watch reruns of
Yeah.
Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson said, "What's that whistle doing around your neck?" He said, "I don't know. My granddaughter, 6 years old, told me to wear it." And he said, "I wear it." He said, "Well, does that mean that you have to pick it up and call for help or what have you?" He said, "I don't know.
Just
I just
pick it
wear
up and laugh.
It reminds me of her."
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's great. Dee Ann, thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for being my guest. And any parting words?
Just thank you very much for having me here.
Well,
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. Keep up your positivity.